I want to move on to Stephen A. Smith. I don't know if you heard of him. You probably seen him before, right? Um,
What has he done?
are you familiar with Stephen A. Smith? Have you seen him or heard of him before?
I know a whole lot of Mr. Smith, including in some episodes of Matrix I watched, but go ahead.
Well, this is his show, Stephen A. Smith, and this is what's called Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith. He's also a sports commentator. Mahogany girl, you better sit down. And Purity, you too. Pick Mahogany up. Pick her up, because Purity keep playing with her.
That's not Mahogany.
Her name is Mahogany, honey.
This is Lise.
No,
Elise.
it's Mahogany.
That's Elise.
That's her. That dog name. Everybody is Mahogany.
That's Elise.
No, because you naming it after someone who don't even care for a damn dog. So
that's not
that dog name
after someone.
Mahogany.
That was the name she had.
I don't care. That's first of all, that's the dog name is Mahogany.
That's Elise, and then this is the bigger edition.
That's Purity. You got Purity and Mahogany. Purity and Mahogany.
I call her Purity. Have you ever tried yelling for a dog saying Purity?
No.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Okay.
I just call her Purdy girl.
Okay, that's nice. So let's get back to Stephen A. Smith. So he is a well-known sports commentator, and he's excellent at it. And he mixes it up. He talks about politics, sports, or whatever. He has some really good perspectives. I don't agree with everything, and I don't have to, right? But he actually came for Jasmine Crockett, and he made a valid point. So I want to play his clip, and then I want to play backlash that he received, particularly from Black women on the Native pod. So take a listen.
6.25%. And let's say, for the sake of argument, your monthly mortgage costs you about $20,000. But then a year later, the rate drops to 5.25%. Well, that might drop you down to 15. That matters. But people might not look at it. They're not gonna look at these overall numbers. So I think Hakeem Jeffries makes a good point in that regard. But it doesn't make the Democrats innocent. And where I was going to go to him, the Jasmine Crockett's of the world, the AOCs. Let me tell you something right now. And I'm not calling her out because I don't like her or anything like that. I think Jasmine Crockett is an intelligent, accomplished woman who's a representative in the nation's capital. I think AOC is going to decide to run for the Senate seat in New York City. And I think that's why Chuck Schumer is holding down the fort and going along with the rest of the Democrats in support of this shutdown, because he knows that he went against them last time, kept the government opened, alienated the other progressives, or the progressives rather, on the left, infuriated them against him, which put AOC in a position to challenge him for a seat because he's been a career politician. We ain't blind. Again, we were born at night, not last night. We could see it. We can see it as clear as day. So when we look at issues like that, it matters. It's pertinent. It's relevant. But I bring all of that up when I point to a Jasmine Crockett is because here's what I know. All I ever hear her doing is going off about Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you what my belief is? I have no desire to be a politician. Let me reiterate that. And I appreciate House Leader, Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking to me in the way that he did by saying that I speak with the frustration of the American people, because you damn right I do. Let me tell you what gets me annoyed. And I hope Jasmine Crockett is listening to this. And by the way, she's welcome on the show. When you go on national television and you call in the president of the United States out of his name, and you're being all disrespectful, as a representative in this country, do you believe the citizens of Texas sent you there to do that? They don't like him either. I'm talking about those who voted for her in all likelihood. But because he is who he is and he is in that position, they expect you to go to Capitol Hill and figure out a way to maneuver yourself through that terrain to work in a fashion that's going to facilitate getting things done on behalf of your constituents. That's your job. That's your job. Excuse my language on Sirius XM, but it ain't your job to say he ain't shit. He ain't worth a damn. That's not your job. Anybody can do that. You're supposed to be figuring out a way to get things done. And when it comes to this president, that egotistical, maniacal tendencies that he has, everything is about Trump, where every cabinet member and everybody and their grandmama got a fawn all over him before they speak. I mean, these people, before they say hello, they say, I just want to say we have a great president. He's such a great leader. I love him so much. He's so wonderful. He's so marvelous. He's the leader we need. I mean, they do this every day.
Well, I think the country has lacked leadership at the top for a long time, and Trump just manifests that. I have no objection to it being shown. Sometimes it is very necessary. Jasmine Crockett, Hakeem Jeffries, I have words that I could use to describe my opinion of them, but they are impolite, and I shan't use them today. Let me say this about Jasmine Crockett. I call her coonskin wig hat. She is an idiot. But in any event, I shan't go there. I shall say she is reprehensibly poor in the representation that she has been delivering to her constituents. She has achieved no significant legislative benefits for them. She has jumped on every asinine cause it's possible to jump on. I think she is a very, and I'll use my generation's term, bourgeois little affectation, a pampered poodle who is trying to play police dog, and she doesn't do too well. So I have a sneaking suspicion that when the state of Texas gets through with their rezoning or districting, she may not have such an easy time or any pathway at all to get back into Congress, where she has been a disruptive and generally useless appendage to what they're supposed to be doing.
So I want to play this clip here because they were responding to Stephen A. Smith. And honestly, I don't think he said anything that was disrespectful towards Jasmine Crockett. And on top of that,
I'll say disrespectful. She's an asshole.
Okay,
in fact, and when I say that, the mascot for the Democratic Party is what? Isn't it a jackass?
Okay.
And a jackass is known in correct and colloquial parlance as an ass. So if she is the excremental apparatus for an ass, what does that make her?
So now I don't think Stephen A. said anything disrespectful, but as a politician, you don't get kid gloves on you. So you are entitled, you're a public figure, you are entitled to be criticized, ridiculed, and all that. But I don't think he was disrespectful. However, I'm going to play this clip here of Native Pod. So Native Pod, these are all liberal lovers, Democrat, I call them Democrat ball catchers. And they were kind of going in on Stephen A. Smith because they feel as though you are not allowed to criticize or critique Black politicians and also Democrats. So let me just play this.
We talked about the invasion of cities and colleges. I want to throw to one more example. Someone who teeters on the edge quite a bit, shows up talking out of both sides of his mouth. He had this to say recently about Jasmine Crockett. Sometimes you get attacked by your own.
How Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
He's got to deal with Black woman issues.
Oh my God.
Writ large. And whatever self-hate exists within him.
That is self-hate.
I've never seen a clip of him
where he actually praises a black woman.
That's what I'm saying. He's got
well.
black woman issue he's got to deal with. But
For those who are listening, that was Stephen A. Smith commentating about Jasmine Crockett's lack of work. For context, there was a poll that was recently done, and Jasmine Crockett's approval numbers amongst the American people rival Barack Obama's in 2008. So just for context, he is on an island unto himself. Because
or
people,
caping for some
because people see her largely working on our behalf. And I also want to say, we recently had Jasmine Crockett on. It was on my solo pod, and Jasmine is on the show talking about having to go get fit for a bulletproof vest. So this is not the time for this.
Yeah.
And it is very dangerous for this. So I hear you even on the danger, even on campuses, but I wanted to bring this in because this is the kind of messaging they're hearing on their sports platforms, on talk radio, all the time. There is a growing divide between black men and black women.
Oh my God.
And I think that some of them are also leaning more conservative in their talking
congresswoman
points.
from Texas, and Texas has this open carry law. Governor Abbott is such a dangerous,
he
problematic
sets
person.
up a false argument.
Yes.
How much attention is this taken away from you getting whatever you need for your district? The Republicans control the House of Representatives,
Right.
the Senate, and the White House. They not letting her get ish for her districts. And so the best she can do right now, not just for her district, but for the country, is to speak up and hold them to account at every single level.
She does.
Are there black men that's listening to Stephen A. Bakari?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
but they would
there are
take
people who
that and take
there are
it
people who
seriously.
like
white men.
Yeah, and they think
I
that
think
they
white
think
men.
they
You
think
guys,
that
it's
Jasmine
not
Crockett
just
talks with her
white
neck.
men. No, I'm not just
and
saying
is too loud and
exclusively.
snaps her fingers and all that, and they caricature her like he's doing.
Yeah.
And so my point though is that I didn't like the back and forth with Jasmine Crockett and Nancy Mace or whoever it was, right? But
Nancy Mace is the one that got violent. She was the one that said, let's take it outside.
I know them both very
Marjorie
well.
Taylor Greene.
I know them
Yeah.
both very well, and that just because I was in the
They attacked
legislature,
her.
so I look at that. I look at that totally different. However, I will tell you that there is a through line between the Ice Cubes and the Jason Whitlocks and the Stephen A. Smiths, and these individuals and. Ice Cube may be slightly different than the other two,
Slightly,
but
yes.
these individuals have been around since we have been on this freedom struggle. There have always been individuals out there which exhibit behaviors of charlatans who utilize, some people are in it for the change and some people are in it for the change. Right. And I think that that's indicative. And they find the easiest path to the front of the line. And Stephen A. Smith is someone who doesn't have the depth to talk about House oversight or the appropriations process, right? And how you're able to bring resources back to your community or what Jasmine is doing. So he rather lampoon her or instead of having a constructive conversation. And so I've said what I've had to say about Stephen A. Smith in my book anywhere I can. I don't have a lot of use for him in the political dialogue. I think that there are individuals who he matriculated with at Winston-Salem State University that are extremely disappointed about the man he's become.
It's so disheartening to me. It's frustrating, one, because anytime we speak on this, it's like man haters and all this. But I feel such confidence in black men. I've never bought into the idea that all these black men are voting for Trump. Like, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. We're pretty much in line with each other. What you all are saying is no, they are. And the data shows that there have been inroads among black men. I want to ask why, because it is frustrating to me, and it feels heartbreaking, to be honest, because we are impacted by this system as well. It's not a matter of who's impacted worse. We're impacted differently. We sit at the intersection of being black and being women. And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us. And I would put Stephen A. Smith in that category too. I'm mad at y'all for having joy. I'm mad at y'all for having success. I'm mad at y'all for surpassing us on college campuses. And so it's a small sect of men that are so angry and hurt that they're willing to align with the people who oppress us. What am I getting wrong? Because if you listen to Stephen A. Smith and you find anything other than some absolute pure self-hating little dick energy nonsense from that half-witted idiot basking in the non-existent rays of his own ignorance, it is sad to me that he even gets an audience of black men. Why aren't black men right now saying, F Stephen A. Smith, we banning him, we not listening to his podcast, we're not watching his show anymore? That's what black women do. We organize.
Yeah, but this.
So Why she got to?
I protest being part of downing this brother who is speaking sense, and I mean Smith. Once I saw his picture, I recognized who he was. I don't agree with everything he said, but in essence, I do. And we've got a group of little picked plantation third floors who are angling on becoming mammies when they get gray in their hair. And we've got rainbow Negro types here doing what they're doing because they belong on the plantation rather
Did you know that
than
nearly
in
half
the
of
free
U.S.
world. What's this? They belong. Can you hear me? They belong
Yes.
on a plantation rather than in the free world. It's embarrassing that they are the creatures of a party that was founded to protect and advance slavery. And now what they're doing is not promoting King Cotton, but Queen Rainbow. So I don't see how any self-respecting person interested in masculinity and femininity and children and the success of their ethnic group and humanity can push the agendas that they do. And I'll say this, I think my black credentials are as sound as anyone alive today. And I call Jasmine Crockett an asshole and Hakeem Jeffries the same. They are the foul nether aperture of a jackass that spews forth excrement to advance a cultish agenda that is poisonous for the entire country and the world. It's a dead end. It'll go nowhere, and it can lead to nothing but degeneracy if it's allowed to prosper. So, Smith, thank you for coming out and speaking for the yin yang principle. And I appreciate that, even if I don't buy quite some of your other conclusions.
Yeah,
Now,
he tries to stay balanced, and not so much pick a side, but critique and also champion the good things that Trump is doing, because he is doing a lot of good things. Does he look familiar?
who?
This black man over here?
No.
Yes, he does.
Who is he?
You don't remember?
Who?
Oh, come on, Judge. Come on.
Uh,
You was talking about Queen Rainbow. He was the guy, Gilliam, running for governor of Florida.
Oh, he got caught up in the bed with the
Yes.
naked boy and high, passed out with it up his rectum anyway. Yeah, okay.
Right. And so let
Yeah,
me
well,
say
I
some of the
didn't
stuff he was
look. I
saying.
mean, I did not recognize him, but didn't I just say rainbow cult? It
Yes.
leaps out.
Right, he leaps out. Let me play a little bit of what he had to say.
I don't really want to hear it because I don't want to be associated with it.
Just a taste, just a taste, just a taste.
Does look like. So if at every turn you're the deficit end of the equation, every turn somebody's got to do something for you, you're not making room. And one thing that Trump's Trump's talking points appear to do is to put you on track or on alignment with getting a bag. I don't think that is wholesale widespread.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, I think he does have issues with black women, but I also think the brother is also trying to get and maintain and grow a bag. And he's similar to a lot of the black Republicans who ideologically could not articulate anything worth mentioning, are out here caping because they're not in competition with Bakari Sellers or Andrew Gillum. But they're at the front of the line on that side because they're willing to say the things that white people think and don't get to say with license, but they got you, Cape and Clown, who's willing to say it,
Correct.
and they get rewarded for
But
it.
he looks.
Now, what do you think you are, good sir, of advocating the agenda that you advocate Rainbow cult Negro, rainbow Negro, and you got caught in bed with a live boy and high
With his wife
with
and
some,
children at home.
yeah, with some other boys up in the room ready to take their turns on your butt. So anyway, you don't have anything you can say to me. And bottom line is I'm not, I'm consider myself Republican these days. I once was a Democrat, then an independent, but I cannot stand by while you creeps destroy the country and destroy masculinity. You go take it elsewhere. It's your right under the First Amendment to advocate as you do, but that does not keep you from being stupid, nor does it take that old saying. Sometimes it's not a matter of whether you're dealing with a fool, but how big a fool can the fool be? And if you plantation Negroes want to be up into Queen Rainbow rather than King Cotton, that's your business. The rest of us need to come off of it. And by the way, for his season, some black folk escaped from slavery. Some joined the Union Army. Some had to be liberated by Massa Lincoln. It used one of them bunch of little fiends down there, domestic animals walking around on two legs that needed to be freed by Massa Lincoln, and you're much better sometimes resemble you in appearance only, who went out and joined the Union Army. So less power to you, and may everything bad happen to you that can, because you deserve it for being a sorry excuse. And sister, quit talking that nonsense. You have a lot to make up for, just like some colored boys do, for a lack of participation in what's needed to get your ethnic group on top. You hold it back. You're a manifestation of the wrong kind of things, the wrong kind of ideation, the wrong kind of philosophy, the wrong kind of presentation. So I think I'll take Mr. Smith. I think what he was saying was very good in context, even if I disagree with a few of those particulars. So more power to Mr. Smith.